What's good, guys? It's Ducci Trades. As you guys know, I'm kind of very new to YouTube. I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, but I'm very new to YouTube right now. I've only barely started posting like once a week around my trading journey I'm doing, and I thought now that I'm getting more consistently getting payouts, as you guys may know, this is the second month consecutively that I've made five figures. July I've made 11K, and August I made 15K. So I thought no better way to keep the grind going is to say my whole trading story. And now that I'm getting consistent, so it's just gonna be a very raw video, just uncut video, just explaining my journey, hopefully inspiring maybe anyone watching this, whatever, showing you I'm a normal person and it's possible to get started on this journey. So it all starts September of 2023, and some context, I played soccer my whole life, my entire life, like 15 years. And my senior year of high school, I did not play high school soccer. So I had nothing really to do while all my friends were playing soccer. I didn't play. I had a job at a baseball field. However, when school starts, they kind of close for like the winter time, and I wasn't working. So I kind of had nothing much to do. And in like my sophomore junior year, I would always see TikToks of people like showing that flashy lifestyle with Lamborghinis and then like a trading chart, and I was always drawn to them. Like, always, this is cool. I always wanted to get started doing something like this, but never had that like motivation or even discipline to start. So didn't get started with it. But senior year of high school, I'm at study hall, and one of my friends, my good friend Stephen Fecco, he is on a trading view chart, and I was always like, wait, that looks familiar. I want to get into trading. No better time to start. So I go over to him. He was one of my friends. So I go over to him like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, can you explain? Like, I was just asking those general questions that you ask, right? What are you doing? How much have you made? All this stuff. He just started too. He started like in the summer. He told me it was a Forex chart. He was trading gold. He had the little supply and demand boxes, the consolidation, and then he would trade the breakouts, the retail trader patterns he was doing. And he told me all about it. I was so interested. We spent the entire hour and a half class just talking about it. He was explaining what he knew to me. And we were friends, so we hopped in a Discord call like every night after that. And he would just explain to me what he was doing. And, as TikTok knows exactly what you're doing, it started giving me trading videos. And I stumbled across this video where this guy was reviewing the ICT mentorship, the 2022 ICT mentorship. Explaining how it was really good, it helped him, all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go watch this, right? So what I did was every weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I would watch either like 1 to 2 videos per day, depending on how long they were. And with this notebook right here, I would take notes in it. So I would take notes, like this is ICT episode 6. I would just take notes, just all like that, all these notes. So on the weekends, I would watch 1 to 2 videos, and during the week while I was at school, I would try to, apply what he was teaching in the real time. So I would forward test it every single day in class during the week. I wouldn't learn during the week. I wouldn't watch any ICT during the week. I would watch pretty much 2 to 4 videos per week I would watch. There's 40 videos, so it took me like about 4 or 5 months to just learn. Taking really good notes. I would draw out the charts, all that stuff during the weekend. And then on the weekday, that's when I would go in, try to forward test, try to see if I could spot the things he would talk about, things like that. I would try to form entries, paper trade, all that. Listening to every word he said. So now it comes around March. That's when I finished. I was doing that for literally since September, or I started in early or like late October. So from October to March is when I was watching that. So like October, November, December, January, February, March. So 6 months I was learning. I finished in March. The mentorship, I finished March. So it took me 6 months to learn, and that entire 6 months I was forward testing every single weekday in class the concepts he would teach, practicing as hard as I can, trying to master them, study them. 6 months, paper trading, by the way. After 6 months, I finished the mentorship, and at the end of the mentorship, he said you should be profitable for 3 months before you use any sort of real money. So I was listening to what he said, right? I wasn't even 18 at the time, so I was like, well, let's wait till I'm at least 18 to even think about using real money, so it's not illegal. And I was paper trading, right? Unprofitable for March, unprofitable for April. I turned 18 in April, by the way. That's that year. And I was just kind of unprofitable. Once the summer kind of hit, I started becoming a little bit profitable on demo. And as traders know, you can be profitable on demo, and then the second real money gets in, you're not profitable. So I was profitable for like 2.5 months on demo, and I was just like, you know what? Let me wait till I get to college. Right? It was like around like late July, like early August, around this time right now, where I was like, all right, I'm gonna start using real money. I'm gonna buy my first funded account. But I was like, let me just wait. Let me just wait. I got to college, right? I bought my first funded account, blew it immediately. Just blew the account in like 3 days, just because I was, eager to get on that funded account, eager to get on everything, right? Eager to start. Blew the account. I blew, I think, every single account from August to, I think when I first passed an account was October 3rd. I think I have the screenshot. I could post a screenshot here of October 3rd of when I first passed my account. Obviously, I didn't blow them every day, right? I probably lost maybe around like $2,000 on blown accounts, right? And I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing. I was profitable on demo. I know the strategy. It was just a psychology part of trading that was screwing me over. Was blowing every account till October. Once I got on the One Express account in October, I blew it in literally 2 days because I was like, oh my God, I can make money. I just need to win 5 trades. I tried to win the first 5 trades I took. It's not realistic. And I didn't have good risk parameters. I over traded. I revenge traded, all the bad things, right? Went down a very bad, like, kind of a down path. I went down a very bad path of blowing every account, not following my rules, revenge trading, over risking, over leveraging. And at the start of when I first got into funded, I had around, I think it was like $8,000, $7,000 in my bank account. Blown account. I would pass accounts and I would literally blow them like the first 2-3 days I would pass them. And that's literally like, $200, $300 I'm just blowing, right? Because it's $50 to start and then $150 to activate. So I was just blowing accounts left and right. Fast forward to April, right? The Trump gets into office and they're all talking about the tariffs. By the way, at this point, I've passed probably like 7 or 8 accounts and I blew them immediately. So I'm down around, I'm on my last probably like $2,000 I had. So I've blown like 5K in just blown accounts. I'm at a really like not bad spot, but I was getting annoyed. I was like, I know what I'm doing wrong. I just need to fix it. I can't stop doing this. Like, I don't know why. It's just the mental aspect of trading. I couldn't do it. And I didn't have a mentor. I never paid for a mentorship, which just would have helped me if I did, but I had really no money that I was willing to invest. So it was just, I knew what I was doing wrong. I was just having to force myself to be better. And I was doing really well. I passed the funded account in a week. I was on an Express. I was on 2 accounts. I bought 2 50K accounts. And I was on 2 Expresses, and then I had like 2 or 3 winning days. The Trump tariff news came out like that morning, and I remember I went short like right when it started with 1 contract, and the Trump tariff news came out, and it was really bad, right? They were like putting the tariffs on China for like 90 days, whatever. It dumped, like I made like $5,000 in literally 1 trade on both of those accounts, and my balance was at like $9,000 on my fundeds with the 1 winning day left. So it was very lucky, right? It was a stupid entry because I entered like really early. I was tilting. I was literally tilted that day, and I somehow made $5,000 per account. In April, it was April 11th, I got my first payout. It was $5,000 on 2 accounts, $10,000, right? I didn't get it from trading well. It was really bad. I knew in the back of my mind I was not trading well. It was a very kind of lucky. I traded off news that happened, and I made $10,000. And it kind of gave me almost an ego and almost like a greed. I was like, all right, well, I'm good now. I'm going to start making all this money. Come May, I didn't learn, right? I didn't make any money, right? I had my first year of college, right? I was up 10K. I was like, all right, I'm going to do really good this summer. May, didn't make any money. And I lost probably around like another $2,000-$3,000 during May because I was blowing 5 sets of accounts at this point. Because once I got the pay, I'm like, all right, I'm going to start trying to get 5 accounts. I was trying to go for max allocation. Blew every account, 5 accounts, by the way, after another. Sometimes I would pass 5 accounts, get on 5 Expresses, that's $1,000, blow it immediately. So the $10,000 that I made, I blew probably around like 5 or 6,000 of that. Then early June, mid-June comes around, and I'm like, all right, something needs to change. I'm seeing a lot of people around me winning. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of traders. They're all doing really well. I'm knowing in the back of my mind, I'm right there. Like I'm literally just trying to break through, and I'm almost there. All I got to do is just fix the trading. And I started trading on Top Step X, and what I was doing was, I'm like, I know what I have to do wrong. My problems are, I think I even like wrote it down. Like I wrote it down somewhere. I think it's over here. Hold on, let me find it. Here it is. I literally wrote on an entire document the reasons I'm not getting a payout. because I knew what I was doing wrong. I just had to fix it, and the only way I could fix it was on myself. And the reasons I said were I was over trading, meaning if I would lose, I would trade more. If I would win, I would keep trading. If I would revenge trading, so if I lost, I would try to get my money back and then lose a lot more. I would over leverage, meaning I would trade too many contracts, and it was just not good. And if I just fix those things, I would be profitable because I have a profitable model. I just need to be, my psychology needs to be better. So on TopStep X, there's a thing where you could make it so you could trade once per day, and you can only risk a certain amount. So I have a limit set. I can only trade one per day, and I can only risk $500 max. So on a funded account, you have $2,000 on starting balance if you trade a 50K. That leaves me 4 trades to lose. My model is profitable. It's like a 50 to 60% win rate. So if I have 4 chances, the chance that I win 3 or 2 out of the 4 is probable, right? It's a 50 to 60% win rate. And my model is a kind of a high risk reward. It's normally like a 1 to 2.5 or more risk reward. It's never really less. So if I'm winning and I'm risking $500, it's more than likely over $1,000 per win. So one win eats out a bunch of losses. Ever since then, mid-June, I passed 5 accounts, and I haven't blown an account since. I've been trading super well because the 1 trade a day limit forces me to take the good trades. It forces me to wait for the most high probable setup of that day, because if I enter off some stupid stuff right at 9:30, how I was, in April, before April, I would enter right at 9:30 and just lose my account, and I would re-enter and revenge trade. 1 trade per day makes me so, if I do that, it's in the back of my mind, well, I can't trade after this. So why am I going to take this low probability setup when I can just wait for the most high probability setup and then take it? And it was so good. And it only allows me to lose $500 max. So even if I have $2,000, I have 4 trades to lose. So right now my account balances are at 3,000 because I just requested. I have 6 trades until I blow my account, and with a 50 to 60% win rate, if I take a high probability setup per day, there's literally no chance I blow the account. So that's where I got to. Early June, I passed the accounts and got a payout. Just staying trading discipline, very disciplined, and here I am. So I've currently made around, I think, like $36,000 from trading, which is amazing. But I'm still foot on the gas. So that's kind of my story, right? Started in high school, watched ICT, blew every account after I did that because I didn't have good psychology. Finally learned good psychology. Now I'm doing really well. So that's a little just my kind of my story, where I started and now where I'm at. And hopefully it inspires some of you. If not, all oh well. But that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys.